My dear child, I speak to you with a gentle voice and a steadfast heart. I see you where you stand, and I notice the small object in your right pocket. You carry it as if it were a treasure, but it is often a weight upon your spirit. It is your phone, and it has become like a powerful tide that pulls you away from the goodness and peace that I long for you to have. You have allowed it to guide your thoughts and feelings, and it has sometimes led you down roads where you lose sight of the light I placed in you from the beginning. Yet I do not speak to you in anger. I speak with love. I see your struggle, and I wish to remind you that there is a better way. I wish to call you back to what is true, what is pure, and what feeds your soul instead of draining it. I remember the time when you were eager to greet each morning with hope and wonder in your eyes. You would see the sun in its glory, and your heart would stir with gratitude. There was a simplicity in how you embraced the world. You would laugh at little joys, and you would marvel at the shapes of clouds. You would feel me near when the breeze touched your face. You would hear my voice in the gentle rain and sense my presence in the stillness of the night. But slowly, you welcomed this device into your daily routine, and it started to occupy your moments of silence. You began to crave its glow more than the sunrise. You reached for it before you turned to the people around you. You found yourself drawn to the images on the screen more than the wonders of creation. It has quietly wrapped its threads around your heart, and these threads have grown thicker with every passing hour you spend scrolling and staring. You may say that the phone helps you remain informed, that it brings music and connections, and that it is simply a tool. In many ways, it is indeed useful, and it can be a source of blessing when used for wholesome purpose. But I see your heart, and I know how easy it is for you to wander into pathways that harm your spirit. I see when you use it to explore places that fill your mind with dark images. I see when you read words that stir anger and hate, or that spark envy and emptiness. I watch as you compare yourself to others, growing frustrated with your own life. I watch how your time slips by in a swirl of distractions, and how the people around you are left wondering if you see them at all. You may not have intended for it to be so. It is not that the phone itself holds some power of evil. Rather, it is the lure of what lies within it, what you allow your heart to dwell upon when you hold it in your hand and let your eyes linger on its screen. There was a time when you would sit at a table with friends and family and listen to their stories. You would see the joy on their faces and share in their triumphs and struggles. You would laugh together and cry together, and in those moments, you built memories that stayed with you for a lifetime. But now, there are gatherings where all are silent except for the soft tapping of fingers on screens. There are shared meals where no one looks up from a device. There are children longing for a parent's attention, but the parent is lost in the endless streams of pictures and messages. There are moments when you wish to reach out and be heard, yet the phones of those around you are turned away from your voice. Do you see how this saddens not just your own heart, but also the hearts of those who love you? My dear child, do you see how this is not what I intended for you? I do not seek to make you feel guilt without hope. I do not stand here as a stern judge, eager to condemn you. Rather, I stand as a loving parent, my arms open, calling you back to a simpler joy. I know how life can be filled with worries, how you sometimes feel alone, and how the phone can serve as a distraction or a temporary companion. But I want to remind you that you are never alone if you open your heart to me. I want you to remember that true connection comes when hearts speak freely to one another without the filter of a screen or the noise of constant alerts. I want you to lift your eyes from the device and see the glory of the world I have created for you. When you hold your phone, pause and ask yourself what it is you seek in that moment. Are you searching for comfort in pictures and posts that do not reflect the real lives behind them? Are you searching for an escape from fear or loneliness, only to find that when you look up, those feelings remain? If you use that device for good, to share kindness, or to reach someone in need of support, then it can serve as a vessel of light. But if you find yourself drawn into the shadows, where you view things that chip away at your purity and bring guilt and shame upon your spirit, then it has become a snare. If you sense that you are losing your compassion, your patience, and your empathy because you are comparing your life to illusions on a screen, then I urge you to set it aside, if only for a while, so that you may remember who you are. You are my beloved creation, made with a purpose that goes far beyond a collection of images and fleeting words. You are meant to love and to be loved. You are meant to look at the sky and let your heart be filled with wonder. You are meant to form bonds with others and see their faces, hear their voices, and share their joys and sorrows in a genuine way. You are meant to speak words of encouragement and to do deeds that reflect the love I have placed in your soul. You are meant to be a light in the world, not hidden away behind a bright screen. The phone can be an instrument of connection, but it can also become a hollow place if it makes you forget the warmth of a human voice and the beauty of a real sunrise. Listen to me, my dear child, as I call you to step back from the brink of allowing this device to rule your life. Hear me when I say that it is not too late to reclaim the hours that slip through your fingers. It is not too late to find your loved ones and speak to them face to face. It is not too late to close your eyes at night without the glow of the screen dancing in your mind. It is not too late to seek me in stillness, to whisper a prayer, and to feel my presence in the silence. I do not ask you to abandon the blessings of technology, but I do ask you to consider what controls you. Do you hold the phone, or does it hold you? Do you use it for good, or do you allow it to tempt you into places where you should not go? I speak to you now because I see the path you walk, and I see how quickly you can drift from my presence. The world is loud, full of voices clamoring for your attention, and your phone amplifies that noise. It beckons you with new notifications, new images, new messages, and soon you lose yourself in the endless flow of content. Yet in all that noise, my voice remains steady, waiting for you to listen. I will not force you to turn off the device and spend time with me. I will not force you to return to conversations with real people in real moments. But I will always invite you, because I long for you to remember the gentle peace that is your birthright. I long for you to remember the love that was poured into you before you ever touched a phone. I long for you to remember the bright spark of life you have within you, a spark that can wither if you do not tend it with care. Look around you and see how the world is filled with wonders. The changing colors of leaves in autumn, the pristine quiet of snow in winter, the bloom of flowers in spring, and the golden warmth of summer sun. There is artistry in the flutter of a butterfly's wings, in the rolling of ocean waves, and in the laughter of a friend. When you are transfixed by that device in your pocket, you risk missing these miracles that I have placed in plain sight. You risk missing the expressions on the faces of those who love you. You risk missing the voice of your own heart, which tries to speak to you when you are still and open. You risk missing me, calling softly, hoping you will hear. I do not speak this message to shame you, my child. Shame is not my desire for you. My desire is that you become aware of the hold this thing in your right pocket can have over you. My desire is that you see how quickly a good tool can become an idol that claims your devotion. My desire is that you find freedom and joy in your life, unburdened by the constant tug of notifications. My desire is that you remember that true connection happens when hearts speak openly and when hands are free to comfort, help, and create. I wish for you to take steps that restore your sense of wonder, your capacity to look at the world with clear eyes, and your ability to see me in all things. If you find yourself weary from scrolling, if your eyes ache from staring at the screen, I encourage you to put it away for a moment. Look up at the sky and breathe. Take a walk and notice the sound of your footsteps. Speak to someone you care about and hear the tone of their voice. Open a window and feel the wind, or stand outside and watch the shifting patterns of sunlight and shade. These are the simple gifts that remind you of who you are. These are the gifts that bring you closer to me. And when you do return to your phone, do so with intention. Use it to spread kindness, to encourage others, to share good words, and to shine a gentle light in places that are dark. Let your device become a means of connection rather than isolation, a means of service rather than self-indulgence. Know that you are not alone in this struggle. Many around you share the same challenge. Many have felt the pull of the phone and have forgotten how to quiet their minds. Many have been drawn into images that harm their spirit or have fallen into the comparison trap that steals joy. You can encourage one another to find balance, to set boundaries, and to keep your hearts and minds aligned with what truly matters. You can hold each other accountable, check in on each other, and remember that you are called to love and support one another. In doing so, you become living reflections of my grace, helping one another step back from the edge of distraction and into the fullness of life. Now, my dear child, hear me one more time. You are precious beyond measure, and I do not wish for you to be swallowed by the emptiness that comes from misplaced priorities. I want you to remember that you were made for something greater than a glowing screen can offer. You were designed to find joy in real moments, to marvel at creation, and to give your heart to meaningful pursuits. You were created to celebrate life with those around you, to offer comfort to the hurting, and to be a beacon of light to those who wander in the dark. Your phone cannot replace the radiance that burns within your soul when you turn your heart toward me and open yourself to the true beauty of living. So, take my words to heart. Let them settle in the deepest part of your being. When you feel the urge to reach for the device in your right pocket, pause for a moment. Ask yourself what you truly need. Is it more pictures, more messages, more noise? Or do you need peace, understanding, and the gentle whisper of love that I offer? I am always here, waiting for you to look up, to put down that object that has caused you so much distraction, and to embrace the life I have given you. You are surrounded by people who care, by a creation that sings my praise, and by a spirit within you that longs to grow and flourish. Do not let a device hinder your growth or blur your vision. Do not let it rob you of real experiences and true connections. Lift your eyes, return to your family and friends, and return to me. I stand with open arms, ready to pour peace into your heart. I stand with a love that has no end, wanting you to see that I have prepared a bright path for you. Remember this message when your phone buzzes, calling you like a beacon in the night. Remember that you have a choice. You can succumb to its pull and lose yourself in an endless stream of meaningless content, or you can gently set it aside and embrace the real world around you. If you ever find yourself wavering, turn to me in prayer, and I will help guide you back. Know that I have never left you. You are never too far gone. You can find balance, hope, and freedom the moment you decide to look up and see all that awaits you beyond the screen. My dear child, I give you this message in love. Receive it with an open heart and let it stir you to action. Let it remind you that you are meant for greater things. Let it soften your spirit so that you may forgive yourself for past mistakes and walk forward with renewed purpose. May your steps lead you to those who need your smile, your laughter, and your embrace. May your gaze fall upon the wonders I have spread before you. May you never feel alone, for I am here with you always. Listen to my gentle plea to set your phone down, even for a moment, and discover the wonders around you. Hear the song of the birds, watch the leaves dance in the wind, feel the closeness of those you hold dear, and know that my love wraps around you in every step you take. I leave you with this thought. The phone in your right pocket does not have the power to destroy you unless you grant it that power. Your heart, your soul, and your destiny rest in my hands, and I wish only good for you. Yet I also respect the freedom I have given you. So choose wisely how you spend your days, how you fill your mind, and how you nurture your relationships. Choose to step away from the noise and draw near to those who matter. Choose to lift your eyes from the device and see the beauty that is always waiting for you. I am with you, watching over you, calling you back to what is real and true. I see the light in you, and I want you to let it shine without the shadows cast by the screen. Embrace this message and let it guide you toward a life of clarity, peace, and love. I am here, my child. I will always be here, ready to help you find your way back whenever you stray. Type on me if you agree with God, and let your heart remember this invitation each time you feel the phone beckoning. My love for you is unending, and I wait for you with open arms.